And Taban just having to reach, you get the impression, don't you? Maybe the elbow needs to go up just a notch. Sometimes unconsciously in the middle of a long game especially. Just drop that arm a fraction, it can make an enormous difference, and it's a case of just lifting the elbow up a touch.
Struggling to find that treble, isn't he? He finally gets it with his last shot, just like his last visit. But you do get the feeling that for Painter, two big trebles here, which he doesn't get. He's not really able to take advantage of Taban's slack throwing at the treble. Painter could have been in control by now, but Taban is fighting for his life here.
Yes, he is indeed, and Painter may well have half his mind on the next leg, and that's not always a wise thing to do. If he can polish it off this leg, why not? So, needs a big score, due a big finish. He's not had a big finish in this game, and having enjoyed several against Wes Newton in the previous round, is this the one? He'll be satisfied with that. 52 left, fancies chances of pulling one back.
Well, maybe Painter will just have to settle for holding his throw to win the match. Taban to keep his hopes alive. Double 16 he needs. Got to take it, and does! Now then, what a game it is! Kevin Painter will step forward here. If he holds his throw, he's a semi-finalist. But let's just make the point. There's a lot of pressure up there on the stage.
Yeah. Terrific, absolutely terrific. He's certainly not going to bottle it. He's focused fully. He's had his mind on this leg. When he won that leg, straight coming back from the break, to set up a two-leg advantage, I'm sure he thought to himself, one more good leg with throw, and he'd have probably taken this situation at the beginning of the match.
60
only, but at least that means that he's hit ton effectively. That's how you got to think positive.
Yes, it's a good second dart from Taban, but he needed a bigger score than that. Lovely second dart, but is it to no avail? What a start from Painter, a big score here, and surely is on his way, and a fourth 180. The timing is immaculate.
Well, if you can ever have aggression in a darts match, you saw it there. That was aggressive, positive throwing from Painter. He forced every dart into the target there. He is purposeful. He is purpose personified right now. 1-2-1 for the match. Treble 15. Would have left double 8, but he's in a terrific position to set it up, Nige, and finish the match with his next visit.
Been a terrific game, hasn't it? Both players have gone toe-to-toe here, but it looks as though Taban's time is about to run out as Kevin Painter steps forward for a place in the semi-finals of the Blue Square UK Open. Double 16 coming in.
Yeah, well, purposefulness again from Painter. This is difficult, got to go over that first dart, but he does so! Brilliant stuff from Kevin Painter!
Kevin Painter through to the semi-finals. This is your semi-final lineup. Colin Osborne, the man Painter will face. Osborne, semi-finalist 2 years ago. And Ronnie Baxter got the draw he didn't really want against Phil the Power Taylor. Rod, is that the strongest semi-final lineup we've ever had in the years of the UK Open?
Without question, yeah. I mean, it's always thrown up one, even two people that have been not expected, like a Mark Lawrence, there today. But the four players we've got are four players that are playing really well, nearly at the top of their game. So, yeah, there's going to be some good averages tonight.
What about preparation now? What will players be doing in the couple of hours they've got before the semi-final? And of course, the final then follows that.
Well, certain players are different. I know Kevin Painter's gone back to his room and had a little rest. Colin Osborne's done the same. I personally wouldn't have moved out the players' room. You know, I would have stayed there just milling about, a cup of tea or whatever, and stay in the atmosphere, because I couldn't walk out, otherwise it would have messed me up a little bit. All players are different nowadays. I mean, Phil, I think, you know, Phil is just Phil. He'll go out and have a walk around. It wouldn't worry him one little bit, because Phil is totally different to every other player.
I joked with Phil, you know, couldn't you have let him have a leg? I mean, champions don't do that, do they?
No.
You know, Mark Lawrence, he might meet him in another tournament, he just wants to remind him that, yeah, I beat you 10-0 last time I played you. He's like that.
Oh, exactly like that. And as I said about the qualifier, I mean, he didn't give him any room either. You know, if I can beat you 10-0, I'm going to beat you 10-0. And, you know, I'll talk about and tell you how well you played, but I'm still going to beat you 10-0. And I tell you, I just think we ought to all go out and stick a tenner on Phil Taylor for a 9-darter tonight. I mean, when you think about it, he's had two averages over 115. That means he's coming so close. He's had several goes at it, and he wants to prove again that he's back.
What is it that keeps him motivated? And is it fear of failure, or is it fear of going back to where he came from, or what is it with Taylor?
I think it's money. I mean, Phil's always been like that. We all like to earn a buck, and I think Phil's come, when we started in this game back in the late 80s, you know, me, Priestley and Phil Morris at the same time, you know, Phil didn't have a lot of money, so he had to win on the dartboard. It weren't a case of, oh, we can just do what we want. He had to win. And being bred into the game from that makes you a harder player. And Phil has just carried it on from there. I mean, I dropped him off the other day with Barry Hearn, and we see his new house. It's a beautiful new house. And he walks in there, he said, paid cash for it. You know, and that is a lovely feeling for him to do that. And he wants to carry on doing that. And so Phil, I think the motivation is more monetary than probably picking a trophy up.
We look forward to it. Semi-finals then from 7 o'clock. There it is, Osborne against Painter, Baxter against Taylor, followed by the final, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports 2 and HD2. Who will be the last man standing?
More sport, news and views at skysports.com.